let's talk about the fate of the false prophet and those who follow them. Jeremiah 14:14 says, Then the Lord said unto me, The prophets prophesy lies in my name. I sent them not, neither have I commanded them, neither spake unto them. They prophesy unto you false vision and divination, and a thing of naught, in other words, nothing, and the deceit of their heart. They're not giving you anything as a false prophet. Jeremiah 14:15. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, concerning the prophets that prophesy in my name, and I will send them not. Yet they say, sword and famine shall not be in this land. By sword and famine shall those prophets be consumed. The very thing that they prophesied, sword and famine, war and famine shall not be in this land. War and famine will come upon them. Jeremiah 14:16, and the people whom they prophesy shall cast out in the streets of Jerusalem because of the famine and the sword. The people are going to undergo famine and sword. And they shall have none to bury them. Them, their wives, nor their sons, nor their daughters. For I will pour their wickedness upon them. This is the fate of the false prophet and those who follow them. Now let's look at some of the prophecies of the false prophet. Some of the prophecies of the false prophet, I want you to know that sometimes they will not fail. And when they do not fail, there's a reason that they do not fail. Now, keep this in mind. Some prophets, false prophets, speak words that will come to pass. But God says there's a reason for them to come to pass. Deuteronomy 13:1. If a prophet or one who foretells a dream appears among you, announces to you a miraculous sign or wonder, and if the sign or wonder of which he has spoken take place, and he says, let us follow other gods, gods you have not known, and let us worship them, you must not listen to the words of that prophet or dreamer. The Lord your God is testing you to find out whether you love him with all your heart and with all of your soul. I know the word says, when you're tested, do not say you're tested of God. Well, there's two words for that in the Greek, two different words. One is testing and the other is proving. When you are tested of God, you're actually being proven by God because he wants you to succeed. But when Satan is testing you, he wants you to fail. Deuteronomy 13:4. It is the Lord your God you must follow, and him you must revere. Keep his commandments and obey him. Serve him and hold fast to him. Now let me remind you once again that when you're being tested, when the words of the prophet comes to pass, the false prophet comes to pass, when the words of the false prophet comes to pass, God is proving you to see if you love him with all of your heart and all of your soul. He is giving you an opportunity to be blessed. Deuteronomy 13:5. That prophet or dreamer must be put to death because he preached rebellion against the Lord your God, who brought you out of Egypt and redeemed you from the land of slavery. He has tried to turn you from the way of the Lord your God, commanded you to follow. You must purge the evil from among yourself. Now, I don't want anybody going out and saying, oh, I've got to kill this prophet because this prophet did this or this. Let me tell you, I'm reading from the Old Testament, but look, judgment belongs to God. He's letting you know that this prophet is not going to live. He's letting you know that when that prophet comes prophesying and prophesying, that vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. Let's look at the New Testament. Let's look at the New Testament. Now, we looked at the Old Testament. I want you to be able to be mature enough to take the Word of God at its face value. I want you to take Jesus Christ as a dividing line between the Old Testament and the New Testament. I want you to see that the bitter dregs of the Old Testament in the cup of redemption has been drank by Jesus at the cross. I want you to know that the blessings and the cursing was in the cup that Jesus took at the cross. And therefore he offers you a new cup, a cup of grace. Vengeance don't belong to you. I want you to keep this in the right frame of mind, the fact that God is the one who has given us judgment. God is the one that has given us grace. And we have a new cup of grace.